Jesse, why are you over here?
I'm like Lizzo. Man, he gonna accept me.
I'm gonna lose 20 when I go in the hospital.
When you're unconscious and can't eat.
And I'm not really counting calories or carbs when I'm ordering.
Okay.
Well, when you're your size, you don't have to. Get a grip.
Alright, so let me catch you up to speed because this one is actually a doozy. So a few months ago, I took my parents to DC for my dad's 70th birthday, and one thing that became crystal clear to me was that my parents weren't in the best of health. A, there's been a lot of weight gain since COVID. B, my mom was diagnosed with cancer back in 2018, 2019, and so that's been a huge strain. 3, my dad's mobility is pretty much declining. And then 4, neither one of them are making the most healthful decisions as it comes to food. With that, I have my brother and my sister. Now, my brother and my sister run the largest sports organization, youth sports organization here in the region. So besides having normal jobs from 8 to 5, after that, they are literally on the football field for 8 to 10 hours. Literally, y'all, every single weekend, and nearly every single day. And so a lot of their health has become secondary. And then there's my girlfriend. She is a consultant and travels often, plus she flips houses. And so her schedule has been so crazy. And I know, babe, this is out of love, but she's really addicted to the fast food and the Uber Eats and the Grubhub and all that. And then there's me. Even though I feel like I'm in some of the best shape of my entire life because of all my triathlon training, I know that if I lose about 15 or so pounds that I can move a lot easier and wouldn't have so much pressure on my joints. So I was thinking, what if we could collectively lose 100 pounds as a family? What I did was I invited everybody over, and they think they're coming over to my parents' house to talk about Thanksgiving. But really, I'm gonna surprise them with this challenge to see if I can get my family to have a collective weight loss challenge to lose 100 pounds by Super Bowl Sunday. Okay, now you're up to speed. We're not talking about Thanksgiving today. What I'm actually proposing is something else. I want us to collectively, as a family, commit to losing 100 pounds.
I can't lose no more weight.
Why can't you lose any more weight?
D can't lose no 100 pounds.
No, collectively.
We all.
I contribute my 5.
Why is just 5?
I'll contribute getting more muscular. Not muscular, but, getting rid of the little, stubborn fat. But I don't think I can lose no more weight.
Then just 5 pounds?
I don't want to look like I'm sick.
What's your reaction to that?
That's a good idea.
Mom?
I'm gonna lose 20 when I go in the hospital.
When you're unconscious and can't eat? Well, we got 20 on Mom already. That's great.
20 on Mom.
But what do you think about the idea to commit to doing better with our eating habits? So that
Kevin, can I just be honest? No jokes aside. I'm miserable. I agree. But I want to say this. I miss not being able to drive because I was always up real early, hitting the field, going to the gym. I miss the freedom. And I'm not making excuses because I can't see out of one eye, but that's a lot of my not getting up and going. I got a bug Pop, and Pop, he doesn't mind. But I miss a lot from going through what I've been going through.
That's fair. Sometimes the circumstances, are hard and they influence our decisions. One thing I do want to point out with what you just said, you named everything physical. And I walked into the house today and it smells like fried foods. I've walked in here multiple times and it smells like fried foods.
Okay.
That's not something that has nothing to do with your eyes. That has nothing to do with the physical. You did that.
Well, we're not gonna judge fried food because I like fried food.
Yeah, we're not going to. No, that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to judge fried foods, but what we are going to do is we are going to tell the truth. Would you agree then, perhaps, that you've made the best decisions as it comes to eating?
No, I have not made the best decisions when it comes to eating. Not at all.
That's right.
All right.
That's right. But that's not our issue either, Janice. We're staying away from the fried food, but we still like sweets. We still like cheese.
I love cheese.
We can still hone our choices. We can do a lot better with our choices. We know to stay away from fried food, but there are so many other things that contribute to our holding the weight that we have and not losing weight. So we're not going to pat ourselves on the back because we're not frying food. We can still make better choices.
So, Chris and Dee, what do y'all think about your eating habits?
I don't think that I eat enough. I'm not hungry like that. So I may have my breakfast be really light. I don't eat enough. You know it don't. I may eat one whole meal a day, but then snack throughout the day. I don't think I eat enough. So my body goes into starvation mode where it produce fat to hydrate and all that. Fat. Yeah.
So here's my issue. I'll eat dinner at lunch.
Okay.
And then eat dinner again.
So they're bigger meals then. You'll eat those twice and twice.
I know what the issue is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but then again, I'm working 12-hour shifts, 16-hour shifts.
So when you say that you know the issue to your weight gain, have you tried to stop it?
No.
Okay. Well, why not?
I'm like Lizzo. Man, he gonna accept me. You see, he gonna get all this.
Focus on yourself.
Yes.
Okay.
Focus on what you can do.
Mom.
Yeah, everybody. No, I'm just saying, like, everybody. Like, when Dee was talking about snacking, that's me all day. Like, I'm not really good at eating throughout the day. First off, because my appetite's usually just shot. Come 8 p.m., that's when I get all my hunger, at 8 p.m. And I will eat my way through the rest of the night. I know for me, I just need to get on a better, like, routine for me. Steph?
My issue has been convenience eating, just because I have a busy lifestyle, so I tend to just order instead of cook, and I'm not really counting calories or carbs when I'm ordering.
Okay.
Well, when you're your size, you don't have to. Get a grip.
Well,
Okay.
Didn't we just say we're gonna focus on
I know.
And I was gonna say, because I haven't been working out as much lately, I feel just kind of weighed down, and I feel like I'm not moving the way I need to or breathing the way that I need to.
Every day I say I'm going to get up and get pop-up and take me to the track. Not all three of you guys know that I have always worked out.
I don't want you to focus so much on the things that you were able to do a couple years ago in terms of being active, because all of us, Steph will tell you, like, even I complain about my legs, you know, just being tired, and I can't be as active as I once was. It takes me a whole lot just to kind of get going. You know, there are other things that you can do, you know, that are much easier. And this kind of shows how I think this is not just our problem, you know, family, but just like collectively. The first thing that people do, like when they want to lose weight, is what? They just start getting active and they think they could out-train that. So
what do you suggest?
Well, first off, we're not going to fry everything that you eat. When y'all were on that plant-based diet, I could count on one hand the times that I would come in and I would smell something like that.
But I don't have the energy for it anymore.
The energy for what?
For standing and preparing like I used to.
That's real.
I don't. And for that reason, I'll just pick up something. And it's usually something fast food. I don't want these to sound like excuses, but I've lost a lot of energy of being able to stand or walk. And for that reason, I just do what I have to do and then go find a place to sit down.
That's very relatable. I want to ask you two questions. Describe your energy when you were going plant-based, and describe how you felt when you were plant-based.
I felt better, but it didn't. It helped. It helped what I was looking for, getting the inflammation out of my body, and the losing weight was the side effect of all of that. And it felt and looked great, but it didn't help what I wanted it to help. I wanted it to help me to walk better, to be able to move better.
Did that discourage you?
It was. It was a big discouragement after 18 months of following plant-based. I still didn't get the result that I wanted.
And then that began to influence your other food choices?
It just said, well, what the heck?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. My second question is, how has, because it's not an elephant in the room, but the other big thing is that Mom is doing much better now, but there was at one point she was on a different type of chemo. and she required like a lot more like hands-on care.
Yeah.
How did that affect you?
Well, that pushed me toward eating fast, eating convenient.
Has anyone tried anything that I may have posted? You're not gonna hurt my feelings. This is like, you know, we're just talking.
We don't combine.
Huh?
I mean, here and there, but like you said, our struggle is we're always on the go.
Yeah.
So I don't have
Always.
that time to prep, cook, cut, all that. Maybe one day out of the week, maybe.
Do you feel organized?
I can't miss a beat on anything except the boys. But as far as food, I mean, we have to do something quick.
Right.
If
She
I
does a good job.
If I could throw everything in a pressure cooker and some chicken broth and seasoning frozen vegetables and leave it, because I mean it's quick, it's easy.
But would the boys eat it?
No, so they want sit down Thanksgiving food, but we don't have time for sit
we
down
wanna make it
Thanksgiving
love.
time.
You gotta make dinner with love.
This is the first time in all the years that I can remember that I can honestly pinpoint and say that all of the circumstances surrounding our life, the environment, and all of that has had me depressed. I've been dealing with depression, I'd say about a whole year now. Kicking it off, and just trying to keep going, but I don't know. And I don't know how to get out of it.
So what I gather from all that is that Dee, my sister-in-law, she needs a lot more discipline and some time-saving techniques so she can cook for a family because she's super busy. And so my brother Chris, he needs accountability and maybe a reminder to help him to make more helpful decisions. And then there's Mama. Woo! Y'all saw, Mama is a character. I think that one of the main things is to kind of get my mom to realize that the past is the past and that she still has a future, and that if she can make some more helpful decisions, that she could have a really bright future. Steph, she's kind of like my brother. She needs a regimen so that way she could stay on task and have a lot more self-control over her diet and make some more helpful decisions. And then there's Pop. He needs to find a reason to get motivated again. And I feel that deeply because he's been the primary caregiver for my mom for the past 3 years, plus COVID, plus his disappointment of not having mobility that he wanted with the vegan diet. There's got to be a lot to unpack there. And then there's me. I kind of feel like there's a weight on my shoulder because I really want this to happen, not only because it's my family, but also I'm kind of putting myself on blast because I've always felt kind of hypocritical or incomplete rather, and that I could help everybody else around the world, but not help my own family. So I feel personally convicted and personally attached to this challenge. And so I'm trying to separate the two so that way I don't get lost in this process and get so obsessed with the weight loss goal that I'm missing a large part of it. And that's the individual journeys that are involved here. One thing that's really helped, that helped me out when I was first kind of on this journey was establishing my why.
Yeah.
Why I was doing it. And it's important. So we talked about what you need to be successful, but you also got to find like what that why is. Why are you committing to this 100-pound challenge? Why are you committing to having better eating habits? What's going to motivate you to go and do that? I gave everybody some Post-it notes. And what I did when I was first starting out is I put two things on these Post-it notes. I would put my why. Yeah. And then it's also the thing that is one of the most powerful things that you can do is speak well of yourself. Mm-hmm. So I would also put up affirmations and I would say those. I put them in the back of my closet and I would say all those things about like what I wanted to happen that day and what I wanted to see like in my life. And I know it sounds real granola or hippie-ish and whatnot, but I really think there's a lot of power whenever you first off are reminding yourself of why you're doing it, so that way it'll influence your decisions that you're making, especially when it comes to food, but also so that way you get into the positive mindset of saying good things about yourself. And all of that positivity we're actually generating together, it comes together as a family. And that's going to help us to stay on track. So here are the details about what this challenge is going to entail. The deadline for us to quote unquote collectively weigh in is Super Bowl Sunday. Super Bowl Sunday is the second biggest food holiday in the U.S. Second biggest. First one is Thanksgiving. I want us to commit to losing the 100 pounds by, I think it's around February 1st, February 2nd. But you've got to understand now that your decisions also affect the success of us collectively as a group.
You have to help me with this because I like to cook.
Right.
And I've already got all my stuff laid out for Thanksgiving.
Yes, Lord.
So we need to...
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and go over that. So the second part of this is that Jesse is filming this right now. We're gonna be releasing a vlog each week, and y'all are gonna be the ones recording it. Your first vlog is to film the affirmations that you write for yourself, if you feel comfortable sharing them. You don't have to share every single one that's maybe personal or your why, but I want you to, hey, you know what? I'm doing this because I want to hear Chris's mouth, and I'm gonna stick this right here on my steering wheel because I know that I may sometimes go to Jack in the Box or whatnot, and I want to try to stay on task. And we're going to put this together, and it's going to be each week. So we're going to come back again. We're going to discuss like Thanksgiving. Maybe the 3 or the 4 of us can get on a phone call and y'all are talking about it. Like do a FaceTime or something like that, a video call if you want. We're going to be doing this, blah, 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 to think about the strategy for Thanksgiving. Same thing for Christmas. And we'll come back to around the midway point to check in. I know that y'all have games and whatnot and tournaments outside the city. Perfect. Because we're doing this together as a family because I want us to be well, right? But I also think there's a lot of goodness that can come from this video. So this is my family. We're real people just like you sitting at home. This is real. We're gonna be showing you the raw footage. Some of it may be pretty, some of it may be not so pretty. It's gonna be challenging and it's gonna be hard, but at the end of the day, it's gonna be worth it. And that's my goal in bringing this series to you all, to show you that real people with real issues can make a change. So maybe you have seen yourself in something that my family said, so watch closely. But most importantly, what I want you to do is I want you to root for our success, the same way that I root for you every single day. All right, this is my family's 100-pound challenge. Be sure that you come back weekly for new episodes. All right, y'all. Let's get to work. So you can have all the excuses you want. I'm just showing you what you are doing.
Wait a minute,
That's
those
grits.
grits?
Those
I'm not throwing my grits away now. There's a limit to my madness.
Oh my God, Jesse. Cheese.
Kevin,
3 things
it's
expired official flavor, phosphoric acid.
Wait a minute.
Okay,
Wait.
So that was eventful, right, Jesse?